Hello everyone, my name is Shambhavi. Hope you all are doing well. So, as we were exploring out our Titanic dataset into the previous videos also, so what I'll do, I'll first of all help you out that what we have done up till now into this analysis, and after that I'll explain you the further parts for the today's video. Okay, so let's get started. So, first of all, what we have done, we just started with the importing of our libraries and the data set, right? So, the libraries which are be focused over here are your NumPy, your Pandas, and your PyLab, right? These three libraries I'll be focusing over. So, I just imported out those libraries and just given up a short form with the name as NPPD and PLG for all the three libraries. Okay. Now, for the going on, I did set out a global size of my matplotlib figures so that once every time I'm making any matplotlib figure or I am using up any library for making the visualizations, I do not require to manually enter out the figure size, right? Because if you're manually entering every time, it might create a little bit of issues, it might create a little bit of chaos. Sometimes it might happen that the syntax is not correct, so it might give you some errors. So it's better that for making up the visualization look good and similar to all the other things, you just set out a figure size in the very starting. Okay. I'll be setting up the size of my subplots 10,10. I'll be setting up the size of my histogram bins. Let's say that is 10. What I did, I simply read up my CSV data which I had in, and that CSV data is train.csv. Okay, that's simply we just read it out over here into a variable df underscore t. Fine. I was now trying to check out my top 5 rows and the columns of my data set. So head was my respective variable, or you can say the function, which was helping me to check out the top 5 rows of my data set, right? So I just figured out that, okay, I have some different types of the columns in my data: passenger ID, survived, peak class name, gender, age, and some sort of like that only, right? Then even we can check out the bottom 5 rows with the help of a tail function. I checked out that what's the shape. So shape, I figured out that, okay, it is 891 rows into 12 columns total in my data set. Now I just wanted to check about some information about my data, like how my data looks like, what are data types into it, some statistical informations, and even I wanted to check about some, we can say, do we have null values or not, or some things like that, right? So here I simply use first of all the data types function, which was helping me to check out the data types of all of my respective columns, which I have into my data set. Okay. So I have passenger ID as integers, survived in the P class as integers, name and gender as the objects, maybe they're strings, and then age we are having in the decimal values, fib, parch we're having in integers, ticket in the floats, fare in the floats, means decimal, cabin, and embarked in the strings, right? These are all of the things which we are having up as in the data types. Now I want to check about, do we have any null values into my data or not, because that's the very first thing that we have to take care of. If we have any null values into our data set, we need to remove up those null values as well, right? So accordingly, I just use up this info function, which is giving me about the null values, right? So the count of the null values, it's giving me all about over here. Then even if you want a broader and a very I'll say some better idea also, so you can just use the function df that is null.sum. Okay, this is null.sum. This completely helps you to give the sum of the values, or maybe the sum of the total null values into your data set. So I'm able to figure out that, okay, age, cabin, and the impact. These three are my columns which are having up the null values into my data set. Right? Age is having total 177, cabin is having 687, and impact is having 2. These are the null values which we have into our data set, right? Now, further to that, if I want to check out some statistical value about my data set, because that really helps me out a lot for picking up the columns for the visualizations or the things, right? So I just checked out about it, describe and all the columns. So one sec. Yeah. So I found it out about the count, the mean, the standard deviation, the minimum, 25 percentile, 50 percentile, 75 percentile, and the maximum. These are the values. These are basically the statistical values which I was getting through my describe function. So setting up in getting up maybe all the things in pretty very much detail with your about the information as well and everything, right? After that we are done, then we started on with our visualizations. So we just made out this visualization where we just did out the dead versus survival count, passenger class counts, and the gender count. Right. So yeah, this was what we have done, basically up till now, right? Moving further, now what I was trying further to go ahead and feature out my different classes. Which I featured was my passenger class. Okay. So with my passenger class, I just simply converted that to a crosstab function, and from that I just simply figured it out and maybe changed out the indexes and everything. Then we made a plot for that. After that, we were having the gender class as a feature, right? And I did some mapping into that gender class, right? Now we will further be writing the plots for my gender class as well. Okay, so my variable holds gender underscore val underscore xt, and that is equal to pt dot cross tab in the bracket df underscore train, like this in the bracket we're having. Okay, I might have made a variable, yeah, just x underscore val. Okay, I need to check V capital, yeah, V capital. And we have df underscore t, right? Right. Yeah, fine. Putting up a comma, I'll again write df underscore t in the bracket. This time I'm going to put it for the survived. Right, so gender and survived. Survived. These are the ones which we are like looking for. Next, I'll be putting up a percentage as well over here, okay? So it's gonna be, I'll just write it, gender underscore val underscore xt underscore pct stands for your percentage is equal to, okay, is equal to gender underscore val underscore xt dot, I'll be using a division function in the bracket. I'll be using gender underscore val underscore xt, my variable, right? And putting up dot, I'll be using the sum function over here. Okay. Dot, I'll be converting it to the type of float as type. I'm going to convert it onto the float, and excess I am going to keep it as 1. Excess is equal, sorry, 0. Okay. And next again, I will be making a variable for that same PCT only. So this one variable, and I'll be plotting this now. Plot in the bracket we are having the kind as a bar. The kind as a bar. Okay. I would even use the tagged. So that is tagged is equal to true. Okay. Going towards my title. So my title, I can put that survival rate by gender. Okay, that can be my title. So now it's the time for running this respective program. Okay, 1 second. Just a minute. PD dot cross tab df underscore t comma df underscore t for the survived. Okay, what does it say? Underscore val here. Okay, let me check. Okay, we didn't had any underscore. I would just put up an underscore over here. Let me run this once. Perfect. And now I would just run this one also, because previously while writing up the code, I forgot to put up an underscore, right? Okay. So here we are having this respective program, which is sorry, this respective like generation of my plot, which is like the survival rate by the gender, right? So here we are having this respective one with survival rate by gender. Above we had just like survived is like 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. Accordingly, we had just put that down. Fine. So my zeros were for my males and 1 was for my female. That was what we had set it over here, right? That female is for 0 and male is for 1. No, not like that. Just give me a minute. Okay, male is for 0, females are for 1. Okay, so 0 is my males over here and 1 are my females, right? So that is what we had like set down over here. Fine. So this is like some of the plot which we are. So we just need to know that okay, majority of the females survived, whereas the majority of the males did not survive, right? Because 0 is for me like here over, right? The 0 1 is completely for the males and 1 is for completely for the females, right? So from here we're just getting to know that okay, you the like females have survived more rather than the males, right? So now we will just try to gain some insights of the survival rates by looking over the gender and the P class also. So what was my P class containing? This like this class it was containing, right? So now I would just want to start. I would try to look over the insights which are from the survival rates, which are looking for my gender and even for my P class also. So now I'll be counting up the males and the females in each of the P classes, right? That will be my next step that I am going to put or that I'm going to proceed up over here with my program. Fine. So the process for that will be pretty simple. I would just try to get some unique values of my P class. So we can just simply say that the unique values from P class will be somewhat 1, 2, 3, something like that. Right? We'll just take every unique value for the P class will be different. Right? We'll be having one P class value for the male also and one P class value for the females also, right? So first of all, what I'll try to do, I'll just try to get an account of all the P class values for the males as well and for the females as well, right? And once I have gotten the count, after that I will just try to plot the survival rate by the gender and the P class. So that will completely be my method that I will be following for this thing particularly for getting in the even the count, even the unique values of the P class and right. So I hope I'm pretty clear with this particular thing to each and every one of you, right? So I hope after this particular point it's pretty clear. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel up till now, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Do share this video with your friends and do like this video. See you there in the next video.